What's your catalyst? What's that thing that is finally going to be that wake-up call that's going to force you to take an honest, hard look at yourself and go, I am not happy with the life I have. That I am not happy with where I am at in life. And something needs to change. Something needs to shift. Because where I'm at is unacceptable. And I hope it's not the case for you, but certainly for myself. Part of the problem is I've had a few of them. And I made a bit of a change, and then I stalled, and I went backwards, and I got comfortable, and I let everything backslide again. And I had to have another wake-up call. And I think sometimes it takes, not just a gentle knock from the universe, but like it pounding on the fucking door for you to wake up and realize that you are failing yourself, those who care about you, those around you, so many people. And one of the moments that it was a catalyst of events that caused me to have the wake-up call to start this journey, to get here to 200 plus days of consistency. But part of it was this quote, and it says, your lack of commitment is an insult to those who care about you. Oh, talk about a gut punch. Talk about right in the feels. And yet I think that's such a true statement. Your lack of commitment is an insult to those who care about you. Because you're leaving it on the table. You are leaving your potential on the table. You are leaving what is possible on the table. You can do more. You can be more. You can achieve more. I can nearly guarantee that you have not maxed out your potential. I can nearly guarantee that you are not the best version of yourself. That you are not living your highest life. That you are just flat out not doing as much as you could be. And that lack of commitment is an insult to those you care about. I get this one with, parents. And they're like, oh, well, I just don't have time. I have children. Fuck that for a joke. One of the reasons why you should make sure you have time is because you have children. And we spoke about this many times before, but it's worth repeating. That you will be your daughter's first love and your son's first hero. So if you're a fat piece of shit who doesn't do anything, who drinks beer on the couch on the weekend, and who avoids doing the work, and who comes home and ignores his kids, sits on his phone and watches TV, drinking beer, whiskey, or whatever the fuck it might be, what kind of standard are you setting for your children? If you're not in great shape, you are unable to be the best father. And you will not convince me any other way. You can still be a good dad, but there is zero chance that you're going to be the best possible father. And I honestly cannot think of anything more selfish than not choosing to be the best father that you can be. Choosing to sacrifice whatever needs to be sacrificed for your children. I cannot imagine that. I would do whatever it takes. If we needed, whatever we needed, I would do it for my children. But that also means I have to show up as my best version. I have to show up in great shape. And at this age bracket, that is purely just so that I can play with them and do whatever they need me to do. Whatever they ask of me, I can do it. If they want to climb something, I can climb something. If they want to jump up and down, I can jump up and down. If they want to jump off things, I can catch them. If they want to reach up to high places, I can lift them. There is nothing I physically cannot do. And as they get older, I want to ensure that that continues to be the place. That as they play sports, that even if it's not my sport, on a physiological level, I can compete with them for as long as humanly possible. I want to be able to participate and to be able to push them. I want to be able to set a standard and show them what is physically possible. Show them what a man can do with grit, with determination, with focus and drive. And I want them to learn those skills. And they don't learn those skills by you telling them. They learn those skills by watching you live it. So if you aren't living that life, what chance do they have? How are they going to grow up to be that best version of themselves? They can't, unless you are willing to lead by example. If you are willing to show them that, that's what it takes. You know, they're going to wake up one day and you're going to be like, you can follow your dreams, sweetie. You can do anything you want. Oh, but you didn't, Dad. You didn't follow your dreams. You didn't do the things. How can I if you couldn't do it? You're my hero, Dad. And if you can't do it, how can I? I can't imagine a worse conversation to have with your children. But you have to show up as the best version of yourself. You have to show up and do what is required to lead by example for your children. And it's just part of being a man, that you have to do what is required. You have to be in great physical shape. You have to work on your mentality. You have to work on going out there and chasing your greatness. And that might change from time to time, and that might progress. But you are not going to be out there living your best life, being the best version of yourself, if you are not choosing that every single day. If you're still allowing yourself to sedate with TV, social media, porn, drugs, alcohol, junk food, whatever it may be, whatever your vice happens to be, you are leaving some on the table. And that is an insult to those people that care about you. It is an insult to your kids. That is an insult to your wife. It is an insult to your friends and family. It's an insult to the people that you serve. They deserve better, and you fucking deserve better. You deserve to be the best version of yourself. You deserve to go out there every single day and be like, I am fucking proud of myself because today I went out and gave it my all. I left everything out there. And it doesn't matter if you don't win every single day, but if you show up and give it your all along a long enough time period, you'll win by default because you just kept showing up. You kept doing the work. You kept doing what was required. And that's part of it. That to be worthy of the love and adoration of those who care for you, you just have to keep fucking showing up. You just have to keep showing up and doing the work. You have to keep showing up and winning the day. It's an insult to those who care about you, your lack of commitment. And I talk about it a bit here, that there has never been a time in history where it's been more easy to win at life, because the standards have become so low. You know, you're more likely to have $1 million in a six-pack. More likely to be a millionaire than have a six-pack. Let that sink in. Let that sink in for a while. That in a world where, you know, people are struggling, the cost of living is so high and people cannot get by, you are more likely to be a millionaire than you are to have a six-pack. And that should tell you absolutely everything you need to know. That how rare it is to be in great fucking shape. How rare it is. And that if you can be that person, you set a standard for your family. You set a standard of what it is. And then that flows into other areas of your life. If you're in great shape, that shows to the world, it's a status symbol that you have discipline, that you have grit, that you have fortitude, that you have commitment, that you continue to show up and do the work, no matter what. That is a valuable asset. That is a man who has skill set that is required in today's world. So then you go on and you transfer it into other areas of your life. You go on to show those skills in other areas. You show it in business, you show it at work, you show it in relationships, you show it in all areas, because you were willing to show up and do the work. And that's what makes the difference. And that's what can separate you from all the rest. That ability to just do the work. And I know I talk about the work a lot. It's one of my favorite topics. And the reason is because it's the simplest thing. It's the simplest thing to do. It's the thing that defines everything else. Is your ability to show up every day without emotion, without fear, without feelings, and just do what is required. And as always, fitness is a great fucking example of that. Because, it's always the great equalizer. 100 kilos is always 100 kilos. No matter who you are and how it feels, 100 kilos is just 100 kilos. So if you show up and do the work, then you get the results. You get the rewards from doing that. And gain the benefits of doing that. So that's all you have to do, is show up and do the work. Show up and win the day. And it's why I get frustrated sometimes, because, as I said before, it's not complex. It's not easy, but it's not complex. It's incredibly simple. It's incredibly straightforward. All that is required is that you do the work. That you show commitment. You pick the basics and you commit to them and you follow through and you follow through and you follow through. And eventually you'll win. But there are those that are counting on you. And it doesn't matter who you are. There are undoubtedly people counting on you. Whether it's your wife, it's your children, it's your friends, it's your family, it's those that you serve, or just straight up future you. And it's an insult to them because they believe in you, that you haven't done the work. It is an insult to them that you refuse to commit, that you refuse to give up your vices, that you refuse to let go of the sedation that soothes you from the life that you don't want, that you refuse to just show up and win the day. It's an insult to them. But that's also a great fucking motivator. That is a great opportunity to use as motivation every single day. To just be like, this is what I'm getting done. This is what I'm doing. That I'm going to show up and I'm going to win this fucking day. I'm going to show up because they have put their faith in me. I'm going to show up and tick the boxes and make sure that I win this day and the next day and the next day and the next day. Every day, every day, every day. As my son likes to say. Every fucking day I win the day. Because they are counting on me. Because I have the great honor and privilege of having their faith placed in me. And I refuse to let them down. I refuse to let that faith go unrewarded. I refuse to be the reason that they are disappointed. I refuse to not win because of things within my control. And that's one I always like to think about. Not everything is within your control. But the things that are within your control are your actions, your discipline, your thoughts, in your habits. In short, commitment. So show up with commitment. Show up with commitment to doing the work. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it is, no matter how big the obstacles, you show up and you win that fucking day. You show up and you do the work. Because that is what is required. And that is the cost of having people who love you and believe in you. Is that you must show up and win the day. That you must show up and do what is required, regardless of what you are feeling. You know, your lack of commitment is an insult to them. So stop fucking insulting them. Stop insulting those people who have placed their faith in you. It's a gift. It is a gift to have people believe in you. It is a gift beyond all measure to have those who love and adore you and who are willing to show up and support you as you chase something bigger than you. And it is the ultimate fucking insult to let them down. It's within your power to remedy that. It's within your power to fix that. It is within your power to become the best version of you. To show up with commitment. With the rarest of skills, discipline, commitment, and fortitude. To build those skills that will serve you in every area. To pass those skills on to your children. Potentially even to your friends and family. Because you lead by example. But it is your duty, your honor, and your obligation to do that. To do that work for them. I often talk about the work being bigger than just you. I'm not in great shape because I want a six-pack. I'm in great shape because I want to be able to throw my daughter around. I'm not in great shape because I like the way I look in the mirror. I'm in great shape so that I can play with my son for as long as I am alive. I am in great shape for the things that those things provide for me. I'm in great shape because I want to live to 120, because family is my highest good. It is the thing that serves me the greatest. Whether 120 is realistic or not, I don't fucking know. But I am in great shape so that I have the opportunity to live for as long as possible, as healthy as possible, to be there for my kids and my grandkids, and hopefully my great-grandkids and my great-great-grandkids. I want to live to see it all and live an incredible life so that I can do all of that. But also so it's an inspiration to them, so that I lead by example, so that I don't insult them for the love and commitment and adoration that they have placed in me. That I honor that belief by doing what is required. So I'm in great shape for that. And I'm in great shape because it transfers into every aspect of my life. It's not just the body. It's everything else that comes with it. It's the focus, it's the drive, it's the discipline I've been able to build. It's the fact that I know that I can keep my word. If I say something, I can do it. That because I have 200 plus days of proof that I said I could do something, that I would do something every single day, and I fucking did it every single day. I have 200 days of proof. That builds confidence. That builds self-belief. That builds fucking credibility with myself. That I am capable of doing this work. That I am capable of taking on anything and conquering it if I commit to it. If I show up and do the work. That I am capable of those results. That's what it's about. But I had to have that wake-up call. I had to have that wake-up call from the universe that I wasn't being the best version of myself. In fact, I was being the worst version of myself. That I was in this downward spiral and I was rapidly heading towards a place that I didn't want to fucking be. And that was unacceptable. I don't want to be that man. I don't want to continue to show up as that guy. I want my wife to be proud of me. I want my children to be proud of me. I want my friends and family to be proud of me. So I do the work that's required. I do what is required, regardless of my feelings, regardless of my emotions. I show up every single day and I get the work done because I am capable of doing that. And I refuse to insult their belief in me. And there are still days where I fall short. There are still days where I am not perfect, where I do the work, but it's average as shit. But the work gets done. And on those days where it's still average, I have honored their belief. I have honored them. I've answered the call of my duty, honor, and obligation to them. That I still showed up and I did it to the best of my capacity on that day, regardless of how I felt. And that is another notch in the credibility. That is another day of proof that I can do what is required. Not just proof to myself, but proof to them that if I say it's going to get done, that it's going to get done. And that builds up credibility. And that builds up a sense of what is possible. So keep showing up. Answer the wake-up call. Answer the call and do what is required. And do the work. Because it is an insult to those who believe in you. Your lack of commitment is an insult to those who believe in you. So start acting like it. Start acting like it is the honor that it is. Start acting like it is an honor and a privilege to have people believe in you. It's time to do the work. So if you are ready to start acting on that, to start acting as if you are worthy of that beautiful privilege, then join me in chasing greatness. Join my 30-day program and let's see who you can become when you keep your word, when you have that wake-up call and you start acting as if. So shoot me a message and let's get you into that. If you're not quite ready for that, click the link in my bio. Grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. Lastly, if you took value from this, if this spoke to you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it with people who need to hear this message. I'm here every single day, leading from the front, leading by example, doing the work. And I want to inspire you, and I want to reach more men to hear this message so that we can change more lives and inspire more people to take the action, to have that wake-up call. But until then,